Hi everybody, welcome. Happy 2019. Here at the Barking Spyder Pro Shop. Haven't put anything out there in a while, so bear with me here. It's got some exciting news. We in this area we're going to open a skate park. It should be breaking ground the fall of 2019. Woo. So watch out for that. Southeastern Pennsylvania. It's going to be a nice concrete park. Scooters will be allowed, and hopefully we'll be doing some stuff there. So stay tuned. I got the great pleasure of being with Jake Hershey. Jake,
hey,
welcome,
Steve.
AKA NekBeard. We go back a long way, friend of the shop.
I'm excited to be here, man. It's been a while. If you click back a few videos, you'll see our first interview we did with Michael Perry. And I think it was that 6, 7, 8,
at least
8 years ago,
at least
maybe?
That, yeah.
I watched it back the other day.
It's been that long, man, when we were starting out. But
it's
back in the
inspirational.
heyday. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is. Guys, go back. You want to check it out. We did some interviews with a couple pros, and we did one with Jake before. But a lot of stuff has happened in the meantime in this industry. Yeah. And Jake's going to talk about it today.
Well, what's really cool to see is like how much your shop has actually developed since the last time we did this. Complete scooters everywhere, and that stuff didn't really exist.
Yeah. We have reconfigured the store. We put the parts in. We got all the forks here, all the completes here, decks here, wheels here. Yeah. So it's nice and easy. Come on down if you need a complete. Yeah. Come on down if you need a custom. Stocked up, ready to roll. So Jake, you go by the name NekBeard. Yeah. Obviously.
Well, there's no reason.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, I don't know.
Somebody's imagination. Jake, you're 27. You're going to be 28 years old. Yeah. How long you been in the scooter industry?
16 years, baby.
Oh, 16 years.
Well, 16 years riding. In the industry, probably 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah, since I started, I think my first gig was with Ryan Upchurch with Fidelity.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, old Ryan. Now, you host, you're the grand master of calling scooter tricks at scooter comps. Yeah. Where was your first one, do you remember?
Right up the street in Newport, Delaware. Not too far from here at all.
Newport, Delaware, started calling tricks.
Probably 7 or 8 years ago, I'd say.
At least
somewhere
that,
around there.
Yeah, when they used to do their scooter comps. Then we got a hold of them. We were doing comps twice a year, and we wouldn't think of doing one without Jake. Jake was on point. I mean, he would hype the crowd up. We'd start the day at 8 o'clock in the morning. Our first run would be beginners, and it would go off about 11 o'clock in the morning. Jake was there till 8 o'clock that night.
We go all day, baby.
All day, man, doing the last trick, doing the best trick. And
we all go to Uno for dinner.
All to Uno for dinner, man. That's the way it was. Did that twice a year. It was great. Indoor park. A lot has changed since then. A lot of our parks have gone now. But we'll see the pendulum going to swing back the other way. Yeah. For sure.
Josh was telling me there's a new indoor park that's like a winter-only operation.
There is that.
That's a start.
In Trenton, there is on South Clinton Avenue, run by skaters, but they assured me that all are welcome. All you got to do is just be respectful.
Check it out. And
so I mean, on February, snowy day, feel like riding, nowhere to go. Freedom, it's Freedom, New Jersey Skate Park. Google it, you'll see it. It's on South Clinton Avenue.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us where you're at these days, Jake.
I'm in sunny San Diego.
Sunny San Diego.
It's really cold here. It's 65 degrees back home.
Killing me, man. Yeah. Killing me.
It's the only place where you can surf and snowboard in the same day.
You gotta love it. I mean, there's one thing, here, summers are great, but we do get those cold, nasty winters, man.
It's 40-mile-an-hour winds today too.
Yeah, it goes right through you. Yeah, right to the bones, man. So, now you're doing Nitro Circus.
Yeah.
Talk about that, man.
So I kind of connected with Nitro for the first Nitro World Games back in 2016. I actually really put in a good word for me to be the commentator for that, and
that helps.
Yeah, and so I went to one of the BMX qualifiers in Lake Paris, California, and I talked to Brandon Lupos, OG scooter rider, now turned BMX pro, and said, "Who do I got to talk to?" And he pointed over to a guy named Dave Mateus, who I spoke to for quite a bit of time that day, and we exchanged emails and phone numbers. He told me, hit me up, we'll get you in there, and the rest is history.
Nice, man.
Nitro World Games this past year was amazing. We did the 2 events, Scoop Fest, which had 3 events at it, King of Park, King of Street, King of Bowl.
Right, nice.
And Nitro, along with the Scoop Fest, I think combined they had $25,000 in
Some heavy money.
Yeah, and then
Definitely going down, man.
and then big tricks and their best trick, whatever you want to call it, in Paris, France, $45,000 altogether. So, yeah, Nitro Circus is doing it for scooters.
For sure.
They love it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now, you also write for them.
Yeah, so during the whole Scoop Fest thing, I was talking to Charlie over at Nitro Circus, who handles a lot of social media and just overall content, website content. He decided to push for more scooter articles, written content for people who really like reading. There's a lot of older guys now in our sport that enjoy reading or listening to old guys like us talk. And so I've been writing consistently for them now for the last couple months, and they really support it.
So you can go to nitrocircus.com
Yeah.
to see.
And if you
some of the
do see an
articles.
article by me and you click on my name, it says article written by Jake Hershey. It'll bring you to my author page, and you can see everything.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Great. Go there, check it out. Now, talk about Brillo Brands. What's up, man? What are you doing? What's going on? What's going on in the industry?
Obviously, I live at the Brillo pad. That's
Brillo
just,
pad.
yeah. It's just what
I
we
love
call
it.
it. It's the Brillo
It's got to be a
pad,
great
so-
place
right.
to live.
So-
in your 20s. Not at 55,
Yeah, right.
but in your 20s, I'm sure.
It's not bad at all. You get to live with John Dev and Hammy and Ern. Good guys all around. So anyway, as you know, the last 6 or 7 years I was working for Turnstile. Industry's had a little bit of a shakeup, and unfortunately I was laid off. But I went to a good friend of mine, Don Marconi, owner of Aztec Scooters, and said, hey man, like, it's a Riders Revolution, let's take this in our own hands, start a distribution company. And he said, I was thinking that for 6 months, so we did it. And what better name than Brillo Brands?
Love it. Love it, man. Brillo Brands. We got a Aztec Complete here.
Yeah.
Jake, you want to talk about this bad
Yeah,
boy?
so if you ask me, this is the best complete on the market for the price, $200 retail. I was telling Josh and Steve earlier that I actually ride this fork on my scooter along with the Siren deck, and this thing is so freaking strong. You see, you do warranties all the time. One of the most common things is the fork.
For sure. Takes the
and
most pounds, takes the most pressure.
We see little to no warranties with this thing. Comes with the bars that you can get aftermarket and the fountain deck. This is the fountain complete.
How big is the deck?
I believe it's 20.5 by 5.
Right on.
I could be wrong. It could be 21.
And it's light, too.
It's super light, man.
I mean, for a complete,
and it's got SCS. It's one of the only completes with
Yeah.
SCS, so you don't see that too often.
For sure, man.
We think SCS is the ideal way to go.
Oh, yeah, for compression.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I favor SCS.
It's the strongest. It's the least amount of maintenance.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Agreed.
It's great.
Agreed, man. We got a deck over here, too, as well. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so this is the biggest deck you could possibly buy. So for all you street dogs, all you crusty crew members,
Just had one in
this
here.
is what you need.
Right on.
This is what I ride. I actually ride the older Siren deck, so the V1, because I don't need to change it.
Right,
It's
right,
perfect in
right,
every way,
right.
and it doesn't break, it doesn't bend, it doesn't crack, nothing.
Right.
Seen a few of them do that, but that's
It's a good
the
heavy-duty
way
deck.
it goes. But yeah, it is
Box
absolutely.
design.
You said it the best. Good heavy duty deck, and it's huge. 6 wide by 23 long. And now we actually have them in 22 long also. I don't know which one this is. Probably 23. Looks like 23. But they also come in 22 now, which was something that a lot of people were asking for last
Nice.
year, and we've come through.
Nice. Sweet.
So Aztec Siren.
Got them here, available here. Spyder Pro Shop. Let's talk about the industry. What's your thought?
Let's.
What the hell's going on here, man?
Shall we? Well, you can see that there's some brands crumbling and others thriving. You're seeing a lot of new brands come out of the woodworks, and we're having a bit of a what I call industry consolidation, where
Good name.
there's a lot of brands that they're not giving their all to scootering. And we're seeing them struggle. A lot of them had big operations that cost a lot of money. And as soon as they see a slight dip in sales, then they're out because they can't afford to stay around anymore.
Yeah.
But a lot of the smaller brands, the rider-owned brands,
Right.
Not necessarily just rider-owned. I want to put that out there. It's not like everything needs to be rider-owned. I just, if you got a heart for it, then more power to you.
They got more skin in the game, so to speak.
Right.
The rider-owned.
But we do see a lot of the rider-owned brands being supported within the community. The one thing we're seeing with this industry consolidation, as I said, these big brands, they're losing sales. Well, why is that? It's because there's not as many kids coming into it, but there's a lot more diehard riders. The core is growing a lot.
For sure.
So the core is the ones that want to share their friends' brands. They want to support the brands that are owned by their friends, and if somebody's good friends with Logan Fuller, they're going to want to see Aztec thrive.
Sure.
Or anything he's involved with thrive.
Stick with your buzz for sure. Yeah,
exactly. And so we're seeing a lot more brands like that thrive because of the community, the sport.
Right.
The camaraderie is one of the biggest things we talk about, especially with Nitro Circus. That's one of the things that they love the most about scootering, is that there's the camaraderie, that everybody's coming together to support scootering as a whole. So if a brand supports scootering and does something good for not just the industry but the culture, making cool videos or sending riders around the world and working on projects and stuff like that, that's what's ultimately going to be supported the most. Because you get to a point where, let's say 17 years old, you get into cars, you get into girls, something to spark your interest more than scootering, because anything. And so what we're looking for is people to contribute to the culture to keep you interested past that age.
Yeah, well, definitely one thing with scooting versus skate, I have noticed more of a tighter group, man, camaraderie, man, support.
Yeah.
I mean, not that skate doesn't have that.
Right, they definitely do.
But scootering more so. I definitely think. I mean,
well, we're the underdogs, and we got to stick together. And there definitely has been, and there always will be heads being butt in the scooter industry and in the community in general. It just happens.
Right.
People don't agree on things, and it's just
human
the way
nature.
it goes. But in general, we are a very tight-knit group of people, and that's how it's always been since day one. And now we're getting even tighter with this whole thing, because we want to see this thrive. We want to see it go forever. I want to be able to ride forever.
Right.
I want to be able to work in the industry forever.
Right.
And so, of course, we're going to have each other's backs and support the ones who are supporting scooters.
Definitely. The pendulum will swing back the other way. Generational, next generation. But like I said, as long as companies are putting out good products, and
not too many products.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's one of the biggest things that has hurt our industry a lot, is the flooding of product. We've been oversaturated, not even just by products but by brands, and each brand thinks that they need to put out all these different products. They don't need to.
Before you know it, there's just too much to choose from,
exactly.
And then there's a fire sale, and now you're losing money.
Right, and one thing I have seen with shops, working for Brillo Brands and Turnstile before, is a lot of shops, they'll favor like a specific brand or two brands in particular, because they don't have to worry about all that stuff. But as the industry gets smaller, the sport's not getting any smaller. The sport is still growing. The industry is getting smaller.
Right.
There's going to be a lot less brands that each shop has to worry about, and they can carry them all.
Right. Well, no, I mean, just being a shop owner, last thing you want is people bringing stuff back to you.
Right,
Complaints.
absolutely.
So if you got a brand that's tried and true, and you can say, yeah, this is the right brand for your son or daughter, holds a lot.
Aztec. That's the one. That's the brand.
You heard it from Jay. NekBeard. All right, but overall, the industry is here to stay.
Oh, we're not going anywhere.
Right?
And with the help of Nitro Circus, with everything they're doing, we're only going to grow from here with everything that's going on in the community.
For sure.
All the projects people are working on, and everybody's just putting in a lot of hard work to keep it going, and because they love it. I mean, it's not just to keep it going. That's going to happen naturally, but a lot of people are doing stuff just because they love it and they enjoy it.
And scooter is fun.
Seriously.
There is even if you're just riding down the street, can't even do a damn tail whip, but get on a scooter and ride it.
I've been doing it 16 years. I've never been bored.
Yeah, right, for sure.
And if I am, I'll try something different and challenge myself, because that's ultimately why we do it. It's challenging.
Exactly. It's challenging.
like to always prove yourself.
Right.
2 yourself.
Exactly. I mean, it's a one-man sport.
Yeah.
You know, you got you and yourself to do it with.
Right,
And that's
yeah.
it. So what do you got coming up, Jake? What's in the future?
I'm going home today, so I fly back to
Been
San
here 2
Diego.
weeks.
Yeah.
Ready to get out of here.
Flying back to San Diego today. I'm home for a day, do laundry, and then I'm going up to A-Town Park in Atascadero, California for the Winter Series, one of the stops, and then next month, I think it's the 8th and the 9th in Vegas.
Nice.
We got the Winter Series. There's a round in Vegas on the 8th, and then on the 9th is the overall finals.
Okay.
So that'll be really cool.
Nice.
And I'm going to go to Supercross in between because it's coming to San Diego.
Beautiful. You'll see him there.
Yeah, maybe. In the stands.
All right. Well, one of our sister companies is Steve's Tees, and Steve's Tees went and did something for Jake. He had showed us that he wanted this T-shirt, so we had it made for him. It's his. I'd like to present you.
I really wish you guys could have seen my reaction when he first pulled this out. I posted this on Facebook. Ray was on Facebook, said somebody needs to get this for me. Who's going to be my friend to get it for me? And he pulled this out, and
Steve's Tees stepped up to the plate and
I can't believe it.
hit a home run.
Look at this thing. I love Taco Bell and Slayer's cool, so 5-layer.
Perfect match.
5-layer Slayer. Yeah, this is gonna be one of my daily drivers
You got it,
for sure.
Jake. I wish you the best. You don't know how much I appreciate coming here, stopping on your way home,
It's always a pleasure.
and giving us the.
I haven't been here in so long, and this is great.
We love you, man.
Let's go get some lunch.
Let's do it. Guys, 2019, look out for that new skate park in southeastern PA, Bucks County. We are the Barker Spyder Pro Shop. We are located 207 Mill Street in historic Bristol Borough. Good night.
Support rider owned and brands that care, like Aztec.